What is going on, guys? This is Chris from Twins Picks, and in today's video, I'll be giving you guys my 3 best MLB plays of the day, June 17th, 2022. But as always, I got to go over yesterday's plays, going a perfect 3-0 yet again. There was one play yesterday that was a sweat. It was the Padres -1.5. That was the first play that came in. Final score was 6-4. You look, it was 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, and it looked like it almost was a home run, but it was a deep fly out that cashed in. Musgrove was fairly good for the most part. Didn't look too good at the beginning of the game, but the Padres did end up getting it done, and the Cubs are now 11-24 at home, arguably the worst home team in the majors. So we were also correct with Swarmer. He did struggle yesterday. He didn't last too long in the game, and the Padres offense has been one of the best recently. So the first one did come in, Padres -1.5. Phillies -1.5. They absolutely blew out the Diamondbacks yesterday. The Nationals yesterday, sorry, 10-1. Patrick Corbin did not look good. Zach Wheeler was fantastic. And the bats for the Phillies just as well. Like I mentioned in these videos, when you have Royce Hoskins, you have Alex Bohm, you have Harper, you have Schwarber. A lot of power in this lineup. When they connect, it could be a blowout at any given moment. But again, they do strike out a lot. So when their bats are not going, it'll be a blowout in favor of the other team. So usually when the Phillies are on, you're going with their run line. When they're cold, you're going with the other team's run line. And then the third play that did end up coming in, Mets and Brewers over 8 runs. I just looked at both teams. Both of their offenses are fairly consistent, both averaging about 4.8 on the year. The Mets have been one of the best offensive teams in the majors. The Brewers as well, like I mentioned, Luis Urias, Yelich, Adames, Tellez, very underappreciated batters, and they got the job done yesterday against the Mets, winning 5-4. So with that being said, going into today's plays, my first play that I do have of the day is the Atlanta Braves -1.5. They do play at 220, which is fairly shortly, but getting it at -110, just looking at how great the Braves have been. They've been one of the hottest teams in baseball. Keegan Thompson on the other side for the Chicago Cubs. Yeah, he has a 6-2 record, but he's allowed 13 runs in his last 3, and he's walked 7 batters, so his control has been a little bit out of whack. The Braves are third in runs. They're averaging 10 hits in their last 10 games against the Cubs. Just absolutely been consistently hitting well against this team. Like I mentioned, the Braves have a winning record on the road, whereas the Cubs are probably bottom 3 when you look at their record at home. Morton has given up a home run in 5 straight starts, but like I mentioned, the Cubs' bats are just too inconsistent. The Braves have been on a different level. The Braves are 8-0 in their last 8 on the road. They're 6-2 in their last 8 versus the Cubs, and they're just 10-0 in their last 10. Probably the hottest team in baseball. I'm going to go with the Braves on the run line as my first play. My second play is going to be the Giants on the run line against the Pirates. Rodon has been incredible. I know there was a stretch there in May where he started struggling. He was one of the best pitchers coming out of starting the season. He was just absolutely incredible. He's allowed only 3 earned runs in his last 3 starts, and he's only given up 1 homer and had 19 strikeouts. So Rodon has been on his game recently. He has a 2.58 FIP, which is incredible. That means he's among probably the top 15 in the majors. And then you have another pitcher in Zach Thompson who, yeah, he's been pretty great recently too. In his last 3, he's only given up 4 earned runs and he's had 12 strikeouts, but he has given up 4 homers. And we've seen this Giants lineup. They don't have a lot of flashy names, but they do have power. So for me, the biggest thing here to go against the Pirates is that Zach Thompson at home is only averaging 5.9 strikeouts per 9. And if you're not going to get strikeouts against the San Francisco Giants, who do have, I believe, top 10 in batting average on the season, they're going to make you pay. And the Giants are 6th in the league in runs. They do get their runs, whether it's sexy or not, whether it's a homer, whether it's a single, whether it's through an error. They know how to run the bases. They are 5-1 in their last 6 against the Pirates, and the Pirates are just 1-9 in their last 10. Again, I'm going to go with the hotter team. I'm going to go with the Giants on the run line, also with the better pitcher. And my third and final play of the day is going to be the LA Angels and the Seattle Mariners to go over 7.5 runs at -120 odds with Michael Lorenzen and Robbie Ray on the mound. I just think that you're looking at the Angels. You're looking at the Angels and the Mariners. The over has gone over in 7 of the last 10 games in terms of these two matching up. The Angels have averaged 5.5 runs to the Mariners, 4 in the last 10. I expect the Angels bats to wake up. They've been a little cold recently. They had 3 straight tough matchups. Took on the Red Sox, took on the Mets, and then took on the Dodgers. It's just been unfortunate the way things have kind of panned out for the Angels. But again, I will continue to mention, when you have Ohtani, when you have Trout, when you have Walsh, when you have Wade, these guys can hit home runs and they can go 3 of 4 the odd game. And we know Trout and Ohtani are probably both top 10 power hitting batters in the league. So the Angels at some point are going to have to wake up offensively. I think this is a pretty good spot tonight. Robbie Ray has given up 7 earned runs in his last 3, 7 walks, and only 13 strikeouts. His strikeout percentage rate is at 15.2%, which is pretty good among strikeout pitchers and among pitchers in the MLB. But he's given up 14 home runs on the year, Robbie Ray, one of the worst in the majors. But the bright side is he has a 3.13 ERA at home. But I still think the Angels' bats have a lot to prove. They have to wake up at some point. And then there's Michael Lorenzen. He's allowed 9 runs in his last 3. He's walked 8. He has a 4.81 ERA on the road. And he's averaging 3.7 walks per 9. So Lorenzen's averaging 3.7 walks per 9. Ray is averaging 3.2 walks per 9. When you look at how both of these pitchers at times can be just completely out of control, and they both similarly struggle with the long ball, I'm going to go with the over here at 7.5 runs. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Make sure to comment down below your favorite picks. Make sure to like this video, and make sure to subscribe for more sports content. Peace.